it's Tammy Jo from Bird Street Studio, and I'm here to do this week's 50 Stack Challenge 8, hosted by Amy. Amy is Crafty Cat 7212 at YouTube. She's Crafty Cat 72 on Instagram, and she is Crafty Cat USA on Etsy. So I suggest that you go out and visit Amy, watch her videos, possibly browse her shop. She has some beautiful digitals. Anyways, 50 Stack Challenge 8, the idea of the 50 Stack Challenge is Amy puts prompts in a bag. She pulls 2 every week. If you make a piece of ephemera for each prompt, after 25 weeks, you'll have 50 pieces of ephemera. And none of us have 50 left. We use them. And that's what I love about this challenge. This challenge, I can make things that I will use in journals that I have either coming up or that I have that I'm currently working on. So I love that. So I'm going to move this aside. I thought this was going to be an easy one. When you see the prompt, you're going to say, "Oh yeah, easy." Yeah, not so much. So this week, Amy pulled out for prompt number 37, ribbon. Sounds easy, right? And then she pulled out prompt 38, sunshine. Well, that sounds easy. Not so much. Not for this Chiquita. Anyways, so what I wanted to do was, I'm trying to use up some base ephemera, pieces of ephemera, journaling cards and tags that I have in a box, and let me show you that. So if you can see, these are my unfinished pieces. In other words, they're bases. These are cards, these are tags, bags, belly bands, whatever. They're bases, but they're not decorated per se for specific journals. And I'm trying to make a dent in these and get some decorated for journals that I will use. So the first thing I did was I pulled one, and I thought, I was watching Rita Jensen slow stitching the other day, and I thought, oh, I want to slow stitch. So I picked out this card right here. And I picked out some neutrals, purples, pinks, fabric, laces, that I thought I could slow stitch. I tried to stamp on here, and I hated this part that I did. So I want to cover that. And I don't know what I want to cover it with yet, but some little bits and pieces. And then I thought what I would do is then tie a ribbon around it. So we're going to work on that. And then for sun, I actually, a while ago, I went into AI, whatever, in Canva, and I made some sun, I designed some sun backgrounds. There's 4 of them here because I reduced them so they would be high quality. And I thought, oh my gosh, I can use those for something. So I think I'm going to use them for a journaling card or something. So we need to pull a card out of here, out of my box, that I think we could use. I mean, a lot of these I would never use, so anything I pull I can cover up. Like here's one that's got airplanes on it. We could make a card out of that. Or I also saw somebody making a frame, so we might do that as well. So I'll think about this, but in the meantime, I want to start with this one. So that's what I'm trying to do, is in my challenges, I'm going to use some of these pieces to cover them up, incorporate them, decorate them to suit the challenge. And that way they will go in the journals that I'm currently working on. Okay, so this one, I think we have to just lay it out. We need to find, maybe I need to find, I think I could just glue this. I don't know. I think I need to find some thread and a pin cushion. I think I can sew some of these onto here. So if I lay it out, I don't know what I had in mind. Something like this. Thinking if I can sew this piece, cover that up with that. And here's a little piece that's part of that lace. I don't know, maybe we should put this down here. Put this on top. Put this over here. I kind of like that. I kind of like it. I kind of do. I think that's what I want to do. So I think I want to sew this, slow stitch these pieces together. That's what I think, but I don't know what color. Maybe in the cream color. That's pretty. I have this candle wicking thread from years ago that I might be able to use. I don't know if it'll go through here. We'll see. I do have a needle threader because I'm old. I can't believe I saw Rita Jensen slow stitching the other day, and I thought, oh my gosh, I want to do that so bad. It looked like she was, it was so, it just looked so relaxing. She just seemed so relaxed. So I thought I could do it for this. So what I might do is just start it and then either speed it up or go off camera to finish up the slow stitching and then come back and we'll decorate. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is, I don't know, but if we move this here and we move these here and these here, and that will show me where they should go. And let's stitch this piece on first. Okay. This is pretty thick kind of candle wicking thread, so I'm hoping that it'll give it a bit of texture. So I hope everybody's doing great. I was just speaking of Rita Jensen, and I just saw her video this morning. She is deciding to step back a little bit from her videos. She's really like struggling with some stress, and that's what happens when we get older. What is so easy for young people to do often becomes a real chore as you get older. I know I feel it. Anyways, I think she mentioned that she has a lot of hobbies that she kind of put to the wayside to do her YouTube videos, which she loves to do, but it takes so much for her to do it, the technical part and stuff, that she decided to kind of step away and start doing some of the things that she had put aside, like cross-stitching and different stuff like that, and that she said she was going to continue to make journals. So she's not going to take her channel down, but so I'm kind of sad because I really enjoy her work a lot. Okay, so we got that on. Now we want to put this one on. So I think I'm just gonna like come up here. Okay, so I'm already finding I'm struggling because I don't want that to cover up the stitching I just did. So I'm going to pull this out, and sew stitching is kind of a long process, so I'm probably going to have to go and come back for this. There it is. The needle, the eye of the needle is small and the thread is thick, so thought maybe I could get it through, but okay, so we definitely want to not go over that stitching, so I'm going to go right back down through there. There. Okay. Now we want to put this on, but I don't think I want that much space, so let's make this a little narrower. Actually, we could put, no, I don't want to put it there. Let's put it up right about there, and we'll move it over to here. I think that'll work. Okay. So we need to put a pin in here to hold it because we are coming from our, trying to find our threads on that side. So I'm going to put the pin right about there. Okay. See, and that way if it's up higher, I'm not covering up the stitching that I just made. Okay. We want to come up through here though. Now all I did was anchored it with 2 kind of long stitches right here, and then I will now work my way across. Okay, so you get the idea. I am going to just take a little time, and I'm going to try to get all these pieces sewn on to here, and then I will come back and we will put it on here and add our ribbon, and we will have our ephemera piece. So I'm going to put you on pause, and I'll take however long it takes to get these sewn on. If I decide to do something a little different or something, I'll come back and show you. Okay, I'm back, and I stitched everything on here. If you can see, I just stitched it to connect it, and then I think I originally had this piece all the way across here, and I didn't like it, so I just made a little ruffle out of it and just sewed it on the corner. So I think that's the only thing that's a little different. I did outline this flower here. Everything else is just kind of connected on. So I love it. And I think I'm going to just put it here. Now, I want this to be a journaling card, so I don't want to sew in here because it'll make the sewing go like in here. So I think I'm going to try Fabri-Tac, and I'm going to need a brush to flatten it out, I think, because it will soak through this, I know for sure, if I don't flatten it. So let's see what we can do. I'm trying to put it on really, really light so I'm not squeezing hard on the glue here. And I'm going to flatten it. So let's see if we can get that on there without it soaking through. I think we can. I love it. Okay, I want to just put a little extra down here. Let's see how we're doing right here. Any place where I think I can add it where it's not going to soak through too much, but it's going to hold the edges, I want to kind of catch. There. Let's put a little on the back of this, like ruffle. I think that might work. There we go. Okay, now what I do want to do though is I want to, since the whole point of this is it's ribbon, I was going to put a bow up here, and I thought, no, I don't want to do that. I kind of like the idea of wrapping a bow around here. I'm going to cut this, make it easier. That sure took a little bit, didn't it? Okay, and then this comes out of here. It's around. Okay, good enough. I think that's good. Then what I think I'm going to do is just put a little dot of glue right here to hold that down. And I love it. And that's our ribbon. So now we've got this really cute journaling card, right? Okay, and now we are off to sunshine. I think that's what it is. Yep, it's sunshine. So we've got our sun. And let me see if I have a card or a tag or, oh, you know what I think I would do? What if we, oh, I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay. I'm going to, it's got to go this way, so I need to cut this like this. I think we're going to make a frame kind of thing. I think. We go like this. Yes. Okay. So I want to fold this in half. Okay, and then I want to, which one do I want on the front? I think I'm going to cut, if I cut this out, let me see. Be like that. If I cut this one out, it'd be like that. I don't know which one I like better. I think I'm going to do this. Okay, so what I want to do is I actually want to trace this in here, and I'm going to try to figure out if this is 5.5, then we want, and this is 3 inches, okay? Then we have 2.5, so we need 1 1/4 on either side. I'm just looking to see like where, so this should be like 1 1/4, yeah, that's about right. It doesn't have to be perfect, but okay, if I get it this way, then I need to have it straight up and down. Okay. About like this, I think. Okay. Now we want to cut this out right here. Okay, I like it. Oh, if I hadn't just dug into there, that would have been great. Okay, so basically we can glue this. Actually, if I sew this all the way around, then we could make our tag to go in there. Okay, I like it. I'm going to go ahead and ink this and sew it, and then I will be right back. So I'm back, and I sewed this. What I ended up doing is sewed across here, then I folded it over and sewed the rest of the way around. And I don't know if I said it in the beginning of the video, but this is the outside paper is one that I made. The inside, which I printed on the back of it, was from Louisa Heinzel's Colorpendium. So now all we need to do is make a tag to go in there. So you know that I save cardboard pieces. Let me show you. It's like if I have a piece off of a cereal box or something, I peel this top part off. And what it does is, I could sand it to make things stick to it, but it makes it a little thinner as well. It's still sturdy, but it does make it a little thinner, which I love. And we need a piece that's going to fit in here, slide in easily, and I think this piece will. And I want it to be a little bit, maybe I want it to be about that size, but then we want to put a tab on it. So this needs to be, this is about 5.5 tall. So we want this to be about 5.5. So easy enough. We're going to make it just shy of 5.5, right? And we put a tab on it. Let's make it 5.5. And then I'm wondering if we can't make a tab out of one of these. Anyways, I want to cover it in one of these papers, and I originally thought I wanted this really bright paper in there because I thought that would be pretty cool, but I'm thinking I might want this more muted. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to glue this to the back of this. And this is, again, this is from Louisa Heinzel's Colorpendium. I printed it on the back of a piece of paper that I will not ever use. So let's get our glue pages over here. I want to spread lots of glue on here. Then we will just glue it right onto there. Then let's cut it out, and I want to use bigger scissors. Just a minute. And I will not cover the back of this because it is cardboard, so you can write on the back. And so I don't usually waste paper covering the backs. So long as I know you can write on it. And I don't know, do we want to make this a journaling card, or do we want to, yeah, let's make it a tag. Let's make it a tag. And so we have our little tag corner, which I might want to use a wider one. Like that. This one like this. And then I'm going to round the corners, and we're going to make sure that it fits in there before I do anything else. Let's use our 1/2 inch. And let's make sure that this is going to slide down in there. Oh yes. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Okay, so with that in mind, I need these. I picked these butterflies. Originally, I was trying to think of which one I would like in there. And then I thought, what if I layered them and put them like that? I kind of like that. But I love that. And I love that. And I think I'm going to just put this one in, because if I want that one on top of it, I can do that. So what I want to do is when this tag is in here, I want to make sure that I know right where this is going to go, and then I can decorate around this. But I want this to be the center focal point here. So that's where I'm going to put it. Okay, so this will go here. And then I'm thinking that I like these designs. I don't know. Let me see what else we can put on here to decorate that. We got something. We don't want December 25th because that's really not sunshiny. Ooh, there's something that says August 30th. I'm thinking I want brown though, of some sort. Or black. Oh, there's a nice one. Kind of matches that, huh? Let me see what we have down here in the bottom. I like that one. Okay, we're gonna go with that one. And then we're gonna find, I've got some odd pieces of things in here that I thought we might be able to use. If there's an S, a U, and an N, maybe an S, a U. Good luck, Tommy. Oh, there's an S. It's not yellow though. That could be a U. Got H. Got T. Well, there's a U right there. S-U. But they're pink. We don't want them to be pink. We would like them to be not pink. But let me see what I have in here for, if you have any ends. There's an S. I know the word is sunshine, but I was hoping maybe I could at least get a sun. I see an M. Can you do some? I'm going to cut this out and see what we think. Okay, and then I want to take a black marker that's what we're going to use right there. Okay, so I want to trim these down a little tiny bit, and we're going to use our marker to give them a bottom as well. And I'm just going along the edge with this, what is it called? A pigment liner. And just roughing it up a little bit. S-U-N. Okay. I want the U in the middle. Maybe a little off to the side. Put our S. Like this, maybe. No, I like it better like that. And then our N. Maybe we'll put that like that. Our butterfly needs to go there. That's perfect. I would normally put some antennae that's more 3D on this, but because we have to slide it in and out of here and I don't have cellophane on that, they would get caught when you went to pull them up, so I'm going to just draw them on. And I want that to go there. And I think I might want I'm going to cut this out. Yep, put that right there. Maybe up a little higher. Okay, so that wing can go down. And then, kind of like in this one. Yep, we like it. And there's a lot of sunshine in this one for sure. I think I kind of want that up higher. Okay, and then I want one of these black ones, and I want to put it about half off, I think. I think so. I'm not good at cutting circles, so don't be too judgy. I'm going to put that right there. I love it. Okay, we need a tab or something on there, right? Oh, we need to draw our antennae on this. And we're going to just draw that. And make some eyes right there. Okay. Beautiful. And then, oh, I think that's so cool. And so I think for a tab, we're going to make not quite that wide. Like this, I think. Nope, don't want it that wide. I'm going to round these corners. Maybe, baby. I like it. Okay, we're going to put that on. Put it all the way down like that. And then we're going to punch a hole, and that's going to act as a hole reinforcer. Okay, let me just see if I can use my regular punch. Make a hole in there. Wow, there we go. And then see what we have for, if we have any fabric that would go in there. I have muslin, can always use muslin, right? Oh, look what I got, a piece of this black and white. I like that. Let's see if we can use that. I get going off camera because I get everything down close to me so I can see it. So when you get old, you can't see that far away. Like 5 inches away is too far. I love that. I love that. I love that. Okay, let's put it in there. See how we look. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, let me clean this mess up and we will go over what we did. Okay, so I've got everything kind of cleaned up, but I did realize that I never distressed the edges of this, and I really would like to do that. So for our 50 stack challenge 8 week, I think it's 19, our prompts are 37 ribbon, and I slow stitch on a journal card here, and we tied it with a bow, and that's our ribbon, and I love it. And then this one, let's go ahead and distress this, and this one is Sunshine. And what we made was a little window front pocket. It doesn't have anything covering that window at all. We just, it's just an opening. Kind of like a slide, but I didn't put anything clear in there. Okay, so there's our tag, and it says sun, and I think it matches really pretty. You do have to be careful sliding that in though when you don't have anything in there. And there we go. So there's our pieces for week 19, 37 ribbon, 38 sunshine, and I've got suns all over it. So thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you to my subscribers, past, present, and future. If you're new to the channel and you've made it this far, which is a really long video, I appreciate you so much. Thank you, everybody. Love you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.